Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Night Crew. Good to see everybody back again. We got a great show lined up. Our usual panel ready to go. And how is everybody? We got Lamar Callahan, the Apostle Tamala Lucas, and the Queen of Collaborations, Angela Thomas Smith. I couldn't think of your name right all of a sudden. Okay. Anyway, we were ready to get started, so let's jump on in here and see what we can get into. Olive Garden customer says server fat shamed her. In a society where customers' guests for value often clash with restaurants' sometimes ambiguous protocols, a recent TikTok video by user Angie has stirred up a digital cauldron of soup, salad, and controversy. Angie's clip, which has attracted over 383,000 views as of Monday afternoon, features her shaking her head in disbelief to the tune of Fiber by Rocca. Just fat shamed at the Olive Garden, like you ask, are we ready for the check after one soup when we ordered the unlimited soup salad? No, ma'am, we will sit for 3 hours and wait until we get our $15 worth, she wrote in the text overlay. The comments section quickly became a battleground of opinions. Many rallied to Angie's defense, sharing their strategies for maximizing their unlimited offer. However, not all feedback was supportive. Some users accused Angie of overreacting, with one bluntly stating, "It's not fat shaming, you loser. If you sit there with unfinished food, they're going to assume you're done," while another simply dismissed her with a boo. Well, I kind of laughed about this article at first. It was kind of funny the way they worded everything, but this lady paid $15 for all you can eat, and after one bowl of soup, they wanted to leave. So I can understand where she's coming from. $15 for one bowl of soup, that ain't going to cut it. So I understand this is one of those lighter stories. It has no big significance, but it's interesting anyway. So who wants to jump on that one?
Well, I love Olive Garden, and every time I go, when I get finished with my food, they keep on bringing it until I said stop, and when it's time to go home, they let me take some food home. So I guess it depends on the location that you go to. Now Outback, now that's something different. When they had those all you can eat ribs, they give you two plates and then they think you supposed to go home. Like, wait a minute now, this is all you can eat ribs. Now where the rest of the ribs at? They said, well, it's limited. I said, no, your commercial said all you can eat. So, that's false advertisement. But I guess it depends where you go. But we shouldn't fat shame anybody because um, it takes customers to keep your business open. So if you want them to continue to come back, and it's good to be generous. Like some people, I think it was Golden Corral or Old Charlie's. When they want you to come back, they give you those delicious dinner rolls. They say, here, you can take some home for real. So people like food. That's why we there. We there to eat. So don't be mean to us. But it's sad how she had to go through something like this, basically just telling somebody, that you shouldn't be eating anything. Just go and leave. No, don't do that to people because you need us. Because if we stay home and start cooking our food, then you're not going to have a job. So just be nice. And that's all I have to say.
All right, exactly. Angela?
Well, yeah, they get me with that. People that are so rude it clearly states it's all I want to eat. So if I want to sit there for 2, 3 hours, then allow me to sit there for 2, 3 hours and enjoy my company, enjoy my meal, because I may sit there and let my food digest before I take in some more. I paid to sit there. So don't do that. Like, I don't know why people do that. It's all you can eat. But again, that is poor management to allow people on their floor like that. Because if they did it to that person, they've done it before.
Yeah,
And it's just rude. And they shouldn't have to endure that, you know. And maybe they didn't like the first bowl or whatever they had. It's different soups. Now I've been there and I've sampled all of the soups. And haven't if I didn't like them, then I didn't eat all of it. But who's to tell me that enough is enough? When I say enough is enough, then that's enough.
yeah,
But yeah, I think that people shouldn't do that.
I agree. What do you think, Lamar?
You know, I miss Las Vegas every day. And in Vegas, it's a buffet. So you pay your, 10, $15, and you're there to eat all day long or for the whole course. And, you know, if you're there for a lunch special, all you can eat, it's lunchtime. So, I'm not going to worry about it. That's my 2 cents on it.
All right.
I'm not going to sit there for 3 hours on 15 on a soup.
I
That's just
think they count on people
it's
getting
not that
full off
important for
one
a
bowl.
soup.
Yeah, it's bad business, but they're counting
Yeah,
on
that's
one bowl filling you up. Yeah.
right.
All right.
You know, if you can't figure out that a soup, if you're literally expecting to get full on a soup for $15, then you need to be kind. You really need to be kind. In fact, I know where I can sell you a bridge in the desert. Give me a call
Well, if they
if you
assuming that
expect
it's
to get
all you can
full
eat,
on a
then they
soup.
assuming they gonna get full. I mean, if it's all you can eat, then they are assuming that they're gonna get their $15 worth. That's how they wanted to eat until they had consumed what they wanted. For They felt like they got their $15 worth. Like, it shouldn't be up to
Yeah,
the server to determine that you got your $15 worth, or you
true.
full, or you whatever. I get that it may have been lunch, but still, if I want 3 bowls, then let me consume my 3 bowls.
Yeah.
How you gonna tell
That's true.
me after one bowl that's enough? No, that's not right. I get it's
No,
lunch
that's true.
special, and you have a certain time. Then let me enjoy my time there. If I gotta be done by 4 o'clock, well, let me enjoy it until 4 o'clock. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that they should be rushed, or they should have
Yeah.
been treated the way that they was treated, because they sit there and wanted to consume. And maybe they didn't eat the whole bowl. Like I say, it sometimes stuff don't be good. And they don't want to eat all of it. They want to try something else. So when you got 5 or 6 different samples or whatever, then you can get something else. A good server would have said, "Well, here's a chicken soup, or whatever the tortellini, or whatever it is. Try this. Maybe you like this." I mean, I would have been trying to get them something to fill them up and get them out the way so that I could sit somebody else at their table. I mean, that's how you handle that. You bring them something else and let them get that, and maybe they'll move on. But I'm just saying.
Now, I agree. All right. Let's see what's next on the agenda. Israel's genocide in Gaza. In the face of mass protests involving millions of people throughout the world, the Israeli government is escalating its genocidal assault on Gaza. Throughout the day Friday, Israel bombed and burned hospitals in Gaza City, which is being invaded by Israeli forces. Israel attacked 6 hospitals, including 2 children's hospitals, in the span of 24 hours. The head of Al Shifa Hospital, Mohammed Abu Samaya, told Al Jazeera this day was a day of war on hospitals. This included the direct strike on the front gate of Al Shifa Hospital, where thousands of refugees are sheltering. Videos shared online show the use of white phosphorus against the hospital, a blatant violation of international law. Now, there's protests going on all over the world. I'm sure y'all seen it on the news. So many people, most everybody, it seems, are, they're not against the Palestinian people, they're not against the Israeli people, but they're against all the indiscriminate bombing and missiles that Netanyahu keeps throwing it into Gaza and killing innocent people, bombing hospitals, and that's just totally uncalled for. That sounds like something Hitler would do, and it's not going well. He just doesn't seem to want to back down. What do you think about that?
No,
Maury, you want to go first on this one?
evil. He's just an evil man. And evil people do evil things to unevil people.
Yeah.
And, he's just an evil person. And no matter if the ADL doesn't like it, that's my position. He's an evil man doing an evil thing. And no matter what I know I may get some backlash on this, but this is Netanyahu basically genocide against a people that have suffered for years, over 50 years, and there's no end in sight. And an upcoming story about a congressperson. I'll leave it at that until the story comes up. But it's just more evil from him and the cause that he represents, stealing more land. And he has no plans to stop. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna go any further. I don't want to take up anybody else's time.
All right. Angela?
I agree with him, and I'm just trying to figure out. He's stealing all this land. Like what they over there fighting and tearing up. So what is he benefiting from this? What is he really gaining from this? Because he's destroying a whole lot to get what? To get a little land. You're killing people. You can't. I just don't get it. Like I don't get it.
And
You're
apparently
destroying
the
all of
Jewish
this to
people hate
gain what?
married people, and
Because
the
what you gain,
the Jewish people.
you're not going to be able to do nothing with it because all your people, you destroying your people. You're running your people off. People dying. People just, I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I just I don't get it. Like I don't get where people just heartless. They don't have a heart. People just cold. It's like they don't have a soul. Like they don't understand that they gonna have to be accountable for this.
Yeah.
They just don't grasp it.
And then
All
Yahoo
these
don't
people
want
that's
to
got
go.
their hands in this and got blood on their hands, I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them. I think Lamar wanted to say something.
Go ahead, Lamar.
I was going to say the same thing could have been said for those that went from sea to shining sea, the colonizers from here. I don't understand it why they started from, Boston and they went from sea to shining sea. I just don't understand it. Why do they do that? Netanyahu is stealing all this land. Well, the colonizers did the exact same thing here. What was the purpose? The genocide. The original sin was the stealing of the land from the Native Americans. So who knows what the evil Netanyahu has planned, but then who really knew what the plan was from the colonizers of this land?
And do y'all know that there's a lot
And I'm a
of
vet.
natural gas reserves in Gaza that hasn't been mined yet? That may have something to do with it.
Yes.
Tamla, what do you
I
think?
think so, more than likely.
So it's just
I'm
so
sure they
horrible
know.
because
Thank you,
it is,
George Bush, in the raiding of Iraq.
yeah, it's horrible because
I'm sorry?
I'm saying this is horrible because he went after the hospitals. Like the people trying to, this is just horrible. And so now the allies, now the people who are on their side, now they're speaking up. Now they're saying, because they was talking about this on the news today. Now they're saying you went too far. Like you was bombing, but now you bombing hospitals. And they said we need you to cease fire. So now they telling him to cease fire. Before then they wasn't saying anything, but now they are, all his allies, the people supposed to be on his side, they're mad at him now. They said stop, cease fire. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. He did finally agree to a 4-hour pause every day. So that'll help a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. All right, anything else on that before we move on?
No.
All righty. Here you go, Rashida Tlaib censure vote sets precedent for criminalizing opposition to Gaza genocide. The vote by U.S. House of Representatives to censure Representative Rashida Tlaib, Democrat from Michigan, for her opposition to the Israeli genocide in Gaza is an unprecedented attack on democratic rights. Tlaib, the lone Palestinian American in the House, is the first representative since the Civil War to be censured for speaking out on their political beliefs. 22 Democrats and nearly all Republicans joined in the censure vote. The World Socialist website and the Socialist Equality Party opposed and condemned this censure. Notwithstanding our fundamental differences as the socialists with the Democratic Party Congresswoman, we view this action as part of a systematic effort by the Biden administration, its NATO allies, and capitalist governments all over the world to suppress a massive protest movement developing against Israel's genocide of Palestinians. In calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, Tlaib is doing no more than giving expression to the sentiments not only of her constituents, but of the majority of the American population. The members of the House of Representatives who voted to censure Rashida Tlaib, the Biden administration, officials who seek to criminalize pro-Palestinian protests, whether on college campuses or in the streets, and all of the governments around the world seeking to suppress these mass protests against genocide. Thus, walk in the footsteps of the pre-Civil War defenders of the slaveocracy. They are terrified that any comment, even by a member of Congress, could serve as a lighted match in the tinder of social opposition. So her fellow Congress members didn't like the fact that she was speaking out in favor of the Palestinian people. So they censured her, telling her that she shouldn't be talking like that, basically. And that's basically a lot of things that are going on around the world with the protests. People are getting fired, people are getting shot. There have been riots because people are so against what Netanyahu is doing. And are speaking out for the Palestinian people. And some people are wanting to say it's anti-Semitism, but it's not. It's a protest against Netanyahu and not against the Jewish people. And there's a big difference. A big difference. Who wants to go first on that one?
As long as you is a little
All I
duckling,
say, just
Go ahead, Tamlin. You're going first.
as long as you are a little duckling and you fall in line and don't get out of line, everybody's okay. But as soon as you say, we need to stop this, somebody needs to stop this, somebody needs to say enough is enough already. And I saw them attack this lady. She stood up and it was going off. And I'm like, really? She's a congresswoman. Why are y'all going off on her? But as long as everybody is sitting there and agreeing, they're fine. But I'm pretty sure there's other people in there who wants to stand with her, but they so afraid that they're going to get attacked. It's like, where's your backbone? That's why you're there. That's why people voted you in there to fight for other people. So you're not going to fight. You're just going to sit there and say, well, I'm not going to say anything because I'm scared. So I congratulate her because she got enough strength to stand, because I'm telling you, I saw the attack and I said, wow, woo, there's a lot of people going against one person.
Yeah.
But that's what they was doing.
And she's from Palestine, so it's only natural she's going to stand up for the Palestinian people, Makes sense. Angela?
I just say what happened to the freedom of speech and being able to express yourself. All that just go out the door. But yeah, that's all I want to say. I really don't have nothing to say on that.
It's easy to get in trouble nowadays saying what's on your mind, Lamar?
Yeah, because I tell you, Facebook will lock you out and shut you
It's
down
called follow the
if
money.
you say anything about God.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think she's done the
Angela,
margarita.
go ahead. Oh,
I think she's
it's
done the
actually very simple. Follow the money. Yeah, it's very simple. Follow the money. Who's controlling the strings on this subject? It's the same thing with 87% of the population says that we have a gun control problem. So follow the money. Why isn't the politicians going ahead and solving the issue? Follow the money. Why is it most of America saying, most of the world saying, help the Palestinians, stop Netanyahu, follow the money? Who is it that said, who's backing the politicians that are saying we need to go ahead and stop the people who are against this war? Who are the people that are saying what's happening against Gaza is wrong? And then follow the money who is saying stop the protest. Follow the money. Who wants the people who are being the genocide? Who wants it to continue? Follow the money. And you'll figure it out. It's very clear. Follow the money. Who's got the interest that is supporting Netanyahu? Follow the money. Who gets the $4 billion a year? Follow the money.
And that's just from the United States. Well, there's
Right,
always a lot of money
right. But who's the
involved
$4 billion go to?
in Netanyahu.
Right, but exactly. But what faction is he a part of? Follow the money. She's one person fighting for the Palestinians, but the Palestinians don't get the money.
Exactly.
Follow the money. Who's telling who to censure her? She's one voice in the wind. Follow the money.
Well, just like in all the wars, the military industrial complex gets all the money and they're owned by the billionaires. So, they perpetuate all the wars, no matter where it is. That's what they do for a
Yeah.
living.
Right, but the military complex isn't involved in this one. They're not
You
involved
don't
in
think
this
they're
one.
involved?
This is a political, financial. This is based all on money, and the military is not involved in this one, not yet.
But they will
It's the
gain
money
from
changers.
all the weapons being used. And think how expensive those missiles and bombs are, and those tanks and all that ammo. All goes back to the military industrial complex one way or the other. It's got to.
Yes. Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah, but her comments don't. Yeah, but her comments don't address the military.
Yeah,
Her comments address somebody else.
right.
That's what I'm saying. Follow the money. It's the money changers.
All righty. Anything else on that one? Okay, what's next?
No, sir.
North Korea closing embassies around the world amid suspected financial crisis. North Korea continues shutting down many of its limited embassies around the world, furthering suspicions of an ongoing financial crisis. The Hermit Kingdom is shutting down its embassy in Nepal, according to reports published Friday. This is at least the fifth country North Korea has consciously pulled out of in recent months, ostensibly for diplomatic restructuring. We are conducting operations to withdraw and establish diplomatic missions in accordance with the changed global environment and national diplomatic policy. A spokesperson for North Korea's foreign ministry wrote earlier this month, according to translations from Yonhap News Agency. So apparently, the leader of North Korea thinks there's going to be a big shift in the political world landscape. You know, there's going to be this new world order that everybody keeps talking about. We've heard about all our lives, actually. I know I have. So, you know, he's counting on something radically changing. So he's making a whole lot of different moves politically. So that's interesting. What do you think about that one?
I
Angela,
think
you
he's
want to
betting
go
on the
first?
Antichrist.
That's a point. Yeah.
Yeah, he's betting on the Antichrist winning the election in 24 next year, next November. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the way things are looking with Biden, he's betting that the Antichrist continues to escape justice and he's going to win re-election. And with that happening, all hell's going to break loose.
Yeah.
And there will be another war. So he's just moving his pieces to prepare for, you know, a war.
There seems to be plenty of reasons for people to go to war these days, huh? They got plenty of money for the wars, but they just don't have enough to feed the hungry.
Oh, yeah.
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 Angela, what do you think?
I'm gonna pass on this one.
Okay. Tamala?
Well, I was looking at it. Everybody's playing chess. They playing the game of chess right now, and that's a strategy because China and Russia and the BRIC, that's what they call all the different countries they got together. They already said that American money is not worth anything, so they're getting together, you know, for their new order, euro, whatever money they got, digital money, all that stuff. So everybody's playing this game. If I pull my money out, then whoever drops first, they're gonna be the bait. So everybody's betting on the United States to pass out and just, don't survive. Like if we withdraw our money from them, then, let them fall. So they're trying to see who's going to fall first. But a lot of people is betting against the United States. So we have a lot of enemies out here. And a lot of people are using strategies. They already say our money don't mean anything. So I'm looking at this and I say, yep, yeah. And I'm listening to all these different, TikTok, you learn a lot from TikTok. you learn a lot how these different people are coming together and working together and coming against the United States. And I'm like, this is a trip. But it is what it is. And for a long time, United States kept on saying, well, we this, we that, but you weren't paying attention to your people. So when Russia paid Africa's debt, I said, well, we're in trouble right there. Because, we had other countries paying United States. Well, that debt is paid for. Soon as that debt got paid for, what we do? Give it to the war. So it just don't make no sense. We get money to build us up, and then we just take it right back out. So it's just ridiculous. So, but yeah, it's a strategy.
Yeah. Amar, you got anything else on this one?
No, it's just like it was said. It's chess pieces, but Kim is betting on the way things are looking, and it looks like the Antichrist is getting ready to win re-election. And if that happens, heaven forbid, may the Lord come back sooner than soon. I pray that I get swept up early.
That would be the
But that's just the way things are looking.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
like you. That would be great for that to happen right now. I'm ready for that one anytime.
Yes, I would love for the rapture. I would love for the rapture to happen very soon.
Yeah.
We are going to see the King soon and very soon.
Anything else on that one?
But yeah. No, sir.
So did Donald Trump say that when he gets in office is going to deport everybody?
That's what he said. He said he can't wait to get in office. He said he gonna deport. I said, well, dang, ain't nobody gonna be left when you get in office, huh? He's so mad. He mad at everybody. He gonna deport people. He gonna fire everybody. He can't wait. He said he got a list already ready for all the people he gonna come after. And he telling y'all this, and y'all still gonna put him in office.
Yeah.
It just don't make no sense. And I just shake my head.
I know all the people that follow Trump act like he's Jesus Christ, like he's going to save the whole world and everything's going to be okay. I don't know where they get that. All righty.
Oh, well.
And what's next?
When you look at the people that follow,
Go ahead, Lamar.
I was just thinking the people that follow him. I mean, it blows the mind, and it blows the mind of the ministers that say we need to follow the Antichrist or we need to follow Donald Trump is what they're saying. But how do you go ahead and profess to tell your congregation that Donald Trump is a good guy? If you're a minister, you're supposed to follow the Bible. Now, how do you tell a person that fornication is good, that sleeping around with your wife is good, that rape young children are good, that stealing from people are good, that being a fraud is good? There's what is good about Donald Trump? To go ahead and listen to people that follow Trump and they say, yes, we know he lies, but he's still a good guy. That's like saying, I know my son-in-law slaps my daughter around, but he's still a good guy.
Yeah.
Or I just don't understand that. That thinking is uh, it just makes no sense to me. I just don't understand that. And to say that's the type of guy I want to drink a beer with is the same type of guy who says, you know, let's sit down, let's talk. And as soon as you get up from the table, he's selling your job overseas. And while he's saying to everybody else, let's bring our jobs back to America, all his companies are overseas. This is the reality of his world, or this is the reality of it. His businesses are overseas. None of it is over here. But he's talking about bringing American jobs back to America. But his businesses are overseas. How does that relate to people? How do you figure that out? I mean, how does that equal? How do you make a connection to that? This guy is fighting for my job. Then when you look what he did his last 4 years, he increased the debt. He talked about what was it? What was his slogan?
Make America great again.
Draining the swamp. All the
Yeah, make America great.
Right, make America great.
I want to
again
know
and
when
drain-
was it ever great?
Right, but
Drinking Clorox.
right, but draining the swamp. All the people he put in charge, right, were people that were ruining the departments. The Make America Great Again. Okay, well, first tell me when it was great. Was it great during slavery? Was it great during the killing off of the the Native Americans? Was it great for the women who were told to stay in homes? Who was it great for? What was the concept that he was talking about? Because he never made that clear.
But it's
So,
great for him and his billionaire friends.
what was the concept that he was?
It's great for
Okay,
billionaires.
but
Yeah.
that's okay. So that's who he was talking about, and he talked about how, but the rank and file person voted for him, and it wasn't great for them.
Now,
And that's the thing that gets me is all these rank and file people that he said he wasn't going to raise taxes. He raised taxes on these people. And they're like, oh yeah, Donald Trump, your taxes went up. So how are you so Donald Trump for a guy who raised your taxes? Now, you got upset when you learned that your health care was Obamacare. But when you found out that your health care was going to be taken away from you, got upset. But you were upset when it was Obamacare, but you loved it when you found out that health care was going to be taken away from you. You just hated that it was called Obamacare. But you were like, oh, no, our healthcare sucks because it's Obamacare. But when you found out all the benefits, you're like, don't take it away. But you were so upset when the politicians were saying, get rid of Obamacare.
now,
It just doesn't make sense to me how people, especially down here in the South, the education sucks, but nobody seems to care that you barely pass the test, or the teachers and the schools just pass you to get you out of the building. And the colleges, when you do go to college, the first year or two or year and a half, they're having to teach you what you should have learned back in high school. And then you wonder why it costs so much. You know, these are the things that you went through under Donald Trump. And you want to go through this again? And it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. You have people do not realize how many teachers left the system under Donald Trump.
See,
And
the
it's
people
not
that think
getting
like
better.
him, I think that's great. That's the problem. They think like he does. Yeah. They think that
Yes. You know, I'm in education, and it's when I talk to teachers, it got so bad. You know, I'm not trying to back Obamacare or Obama, but when he was in, he had set up in his third year, he set up all those different networks of health networks around the world to catch diseases. And then, you know, the Antichrist came in, got upset, closed them, and then we got COVID.
yeah.
And for the first, let's just say 9 months, he denied it and said we didn't have it. It was a hoax. But he got it. And you can look on his face and see just how bad it was on him. And he got it twice. Look how many millions of people died because he kept lying and telling people, oh, just drink bleach. Stand under a light bulb.
Yeah, there's a big disconnect there.
So,
you know, it's around here, you know, this East Tennessee is so Republicanized that God and the Republican Party, it all goes together to these people. It's like you can't be pro-Christian and anti-Republican. It's like if you're one, you're automatically the other. That's what a lot of people think around here. And I have to live with all that. It drives me crazy sometimes. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, that's just where they are. Crazy. Makes no sense.
Right.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a Republican or being a Christian. You know, but the thing is, are you reading the Bible and understanding what it says? And are you following the Constitution of the United States? You know, that's where I come down on.
Well, you remember
Are you
several
a
years
person that
ago,
cares?
Jerry Falwell. You remember when Jerry Falwell started what did he call it? The moral majority, I think, and he convinced all the Christians in America that being a Republican was a good and godly thing. And that's when the Republican Party married the Christian coalition. And ever since then, it's been going downhill. You know, that's when it all started.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, ladies. I didn't mean to take up all the time.
that's okay. It's okay. All right, here's the next one. U.S. Commerce Secretary dismisses notion of military conflict with China over Taiwan. U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo has made headlines by dismissing the notion of a potential military conflict with China over Taiwan. In an interview, Raimondo highlighted the mutual desire of both nations to stabilize the relationship, emphasizing the world's expectations for responsible management. Acknowledging the intense competition between the United States and China, Raimondo echoed President Joe Biden's sentiments, stressing the preference for competition rather than hostility. She underscored the importance of direct talks and open dialogue to prevent a breakdown in diplomacy between the two superpowers. With a $700 billion trading relationship between the two countries, Raimondo noted that the vast majority of it does not involve export controls. The upcoming summit between President Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping in the San Francisco Bay Area will address various economic considerations, military communication, the climate crisis, and narcotics trafficking. You know, the way Biden is continually demonizing Xi Jinping and the Chinese government, how are we ever going to have any kind of working relationship with them? I mean, granted, they already provide pretty much everything we buy anymore. But how long is that going to last? And how long are we going to be able to do that? And what would happen if they automatically, all of a sudden, decide, well, we're not going to send anything to America? We would be in a big, bad time for it to happen. That would be bad. You can't hardly buy anything anymore that's not made in China. I mean, it's hard to find something that's not made in China. So I don't know. I don't see
Right.
all of that working out indefinitely. I think, you know, that might be coming to an end soon. What y'all think? Tamala, you want to go first?
Well, I know that the United States got mad because China took all their panda bears back. And I said, oh, it's about to begin. We do get a lot of stuff from China. So here you are, you sitting here, you talk about the people, you have people attack them, and I don't know why they're getting attacked. Okay, well, you put on TV, they this, they that. So, and you know, a lot of people are not, you know, the elevator don't go up. And so what they going to do? They're going to attack because that's all they hear. They hear that these people are the enemy. So when I see them, let me attack them. So what China is doing, they pulling away slowly. So they taking their stuff out of America slowly. They already took the little panda bears, and people was crying, why are they taking the panda bear? Really? You don't know what's going on? You really gonna close your eyes and act like you really don't know what's going on? So here it is, you get all this money, and we sitting here telling them I don't know where the money going. The money is going everywhere but United States. That's where the money is going. Everybody is getting this money but us. That's where the money is going. It's going out. Just OUT out. It's not staying here, not helping us. It's just going out. So everybody getting something. So when they said they don't know where the money going, dismissing military, all that stuff, and I know some of the military people crying because they said they're not getting a break. They said they working everybody in this war. So it's a mess. The money is a mess. The military is a mess. Time is a mess. They act like no one is a human. They think these people are robots. So a whole bunch of stuff is going on right now, right here with this.
Yeah. Angela, what do you think?
Well, just like before, during the pandemic, we felt what it felt like to not be able to get the things that was coming from China, because there was a lot of times when we were out of stuff, couldn't get stuff. We would go in stores and stores would be bare because they're not getting shipment, or shipment is being held up, or stuff sitting off the coast of California because they don't have this or don't have that, or whatever the case may be. So we felt what it was like. And until we realized that we got to stop getting stuff from everybody else and utilize the resources that we have. We keep sending everything out and want to buy everything out, when there was a time when every time you turned around, everything had made in the USA, made in the USA. They used to have songs out, made in the USA. Like, we want that's how we be great. Like, I haven't seen that, and I don't know when. You rarely see anything that has USA on it. When there was a time when everything we bought came from a factory that was in our community or near our community. Everything kept getting shut down and moved out. But we gonna feel it. We gonna feel it.
Well, when Sam Walton was alive, the guy that started Walmart, his he refused to sell anything that wasn't made in the United States. I mean, that was Walmart policy. He insisted on it. Anything you bought at Walmart was made in the United States. But then when he died and his children took over, that changed. And now everything comes from China. So that's when that went south right there. It went with Sam. What do you think, Lamar?
Well, you have both Biden and the Antichrist are both demonizing Xi Jinping. And as long as you make China the bad guy is going to get tired of being the bad guy, and he's going to retaliate. And China is already being provocative in the military area with flybys, our military aircraft and our planes, our boats, our ships coming within 10 feet of our aircraft. So it's not going to take much for us to get into a conflict with China. And with our leader, be it Biden or the Antichrist, already saying provocative words, who knows what happens over the next 2 to 3 years? There could be a conflict with China. Very simple. That's all I have.
All righty. Anything else on that one? All right. And the last one. Biden's embarrassing Veterans Day gaffe raises concerns about his cognitive abilities. In a display of confusion and forgetfulness, President Biden became the subject of ridicule on social media after a video clip from the official Veterans Day memorial at Arlington National Cemetery went viral. The incident, which took place on Saturday, has raised serious concerns about the president's cognitive abilities and fitness to serve as commander-in-chief. In the video, President Biden is seen placing a wreath in front of the tomb of the unknown soldier, while Vice President Kamala Harris, representatives of the U.S. Armed Forces, and a large crowd of civilian guests looked on. However, once he turns away from the wreath, he appears to freeze, unsure of where to go. He then turns around to face the service member who had handed him the wreath, clearly seeking direction. The service member then stretches out his arm, directing the president to get back in line next to the vice president for the rest of the ceremony. This awkward and embarrassing moment was captured on camera and quickly spread across social media, with many users expressing shock and ridicule at the president's apparent confusion. You know, there seems to be a lot of that going around lately. Biden's doing that on occasion. Trump does that on occasion. And who's that other guy? Mitch McConnell, he does it on occasion. And what do they all three have in common? They're up around 80 or more. You know, and I feel sorry for them. They really do. They just freeze. They forget where they are and what they're doing, what they're supposed to say. And yeah, it is concerning for people in such high positions. It's not going to get any better for them. It's not going to get any better. You want to go first on this, Lamar?
It makes you wonder why we don't have term limits for Congress.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about Mitch McConnell, and the great Senator Dianne Feinstein died last month. You know, she was suffering as well. She died in office.
Yeah.
She was having her issues. Both the current and the previous president need to hang it up. But it's interesting when you look at the Republican presidential hopefuls, they always put up somebody who's other than George Bush, Bush 43. They always put up somebody who's been around for a long time, who's been vying for it for a long time. Usually the Democrats always look for somebody young, other than Biden. And Biden came up because of because of Trump. But if Biden wasn't around, there wouldn't be, if there was no Trump, there wouldn't be no Biden. And I don't know who it would be. I still think that Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris, well, let me rephrase it. Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom would be a powerful ticket. I don't see anybody else on the stage, but Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom will be a very powerful ticket for the Democrats. And as far as the Republicans, Nikki Haley and I don't know what, maybe Tim Scott. Certainly not the Satan.
Hopefully not Rashami or Shamey or whatever his name is.
Yeah, No, no, he's not too. He's another uh,
Video.
another Trump. But Tim Scott, he has his issues. Um, one being he's for allowing the police to murder people without facing uh, trial. Um, so I think that would not go well over the electorate for the mass, the mass media or the masses. Um, and Nikki Haley, she seems to be very, very sharp. Uh, Very good record in South Carolina. I think that's where she was from, where she was the governor, and she served fairly decently as the UN ambassador. So yeah, she'd give you a good run for your money, but I don't think she'd beat Kamala Harris. That
Now,
would be a good strong ticket
yeah.
for both of them.
All righty.
It means
What do
something
you think?
different for the Republicans because they're going youthful.
Yeah, we need to get some younger people in
I'm done. I'm
in the
sorry.
White House. Pamela?
Yeah, that's what I say too. I feel like they need to go younger, and they need to limit the term, the age. It need to be a cutoff age because some of these people just up there, and they feel like they supposed to stay in there until they can't. You can't. You got to roll them out. So I think it should be a limit to their madness because after some point in time that they not all the way coherent and they not as sharp as they were when they were younger. And I feel like they should have age limits. And that's all I want to say. They should have an age limit and they should serve a certain amount of terms and then they should go about their business.
Yeah, I agree. Pamela?
I agree with everyone.
Okay. Is that it? All righty, folks. I agree too. I agree too. Well, we've covered all of our.
Kumbaya. We're all in agreement.
That's a hard thing these days, isn't it? So let's go ahead and let's talk about what we got going on segment. Lamar, you want to go first?
Okay. Well, Raiders are losing.
No.
Watch out, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm just trying not to follow my dog. Okay. Hi, I'm Lamar Callahan, founder of tutorsforyou.org. We provide live online tutoring for children and adults worldwide for $5 an hour. We're looking to promote that education can be affordable and you do not have to break the bank to get an excellent education. So if you're interested in helping a nonprofit, we do take donations, but the key focus of us is to educate children and adults for $5 an hour. Steve, thank you for this opportunity tonight, and thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lamar. Angela?
Okay, so I am the visionary of the Crew Podcast, as well as Aspiring Authors Magazine, along with AALAC. I just believe in being the change that I desire to see in this world. Have a lot going on, like always. Just waiting for this final book to this 3-book poetry series, bringing awareness to Black mental health, dropping December the 31st. You can pre-order it now on Amazon for only 99 cents ebook. And I promise you, you will be blessed. We have some amazing individuals that are sharing from all over the U.S. and abroad. And they're sharing their perspective on love. And we're not just talking about that lustful love, but learning to love yourself, learning how to love others. That agape love is unconditional. That village love is what we're trying to spread now. Again, if you would like to support anything that I do, catch some of my podcasts, you can always check me out on Linktree /Queen of Collaborations. And if you Google Queen of Collaborations, I'm sure I'll pop up. Again, Steve, thank you for this opportunity to allow us to come on and share our perspective.
Thank you. Apostle Tamala.
Well, I'm just so excited to be here. All the different topics we talk about. I'm telling you, it's sad what's going on, but I'm glad for the opportunity to be here. My outreach ministry is called Come Home, Stop Talking About It. And that's an opportunity where people can come on there and we talk about everything. And, there's no limit because sometimes you grow up in an environment where they tell you just follow the line, follow 1, 2, 3 and be quiet and don't ask any questions. Well, my ministry is to make sure we ask questions so we know how to, get in order. And also, I'm an author. I write books for adults, children, and for the church. I also have gospel songs that's already copyrighted, but one single out. So I'm just so excited for different things God has in store for me. And I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to be here. Thank you very much, Steve.
Right. Thank you. And I am Steve Holder. I'm the host of this podcast and also Friday Night Conversations. And let's see, Tamara, you're on what? Not next Friday, but the following Friday. Is that correct? Did I have you scheduled?
Yeah, you got to remind me because just remind me.
I think it's about 2 weeks from now, but I will remind you. All righty, and all my books are available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and all the leading booksellers. And always glad to get new people to check me out. So, everybody, thank you for being here. Try not to lose your sanity with all the craziness going on in the world, and keep doing the good things you're doing. And God bless you. Have a great week. Hopefully, we'll see you Tuesday. And thanks everybody for joining in, watching us tonight on the Night Crew. You have a good week. Take care of yourselves and take care of one another. God bless.